Alright, so I have concluded that I like playing this on stream, but not too much, just a little bit, just every now and then. Some. What have I not played since? Like, I played Coglin because I thought I was not really gonna play much of this after I played Coglin. But I had a nice couple of days of playing other things, so I think I can play one game of this. Yeah. It's funny because this character screen makes me want to play Isaac for some reason. Like, I'm seeing this and I'm like, it would be nice to play some Isaac right now, but now we're playing some Crawl. Unless Crawl decides that it's not gonna cooperate, in which case I am absolutely playing Isaac. Hello, Jungle. Yeah, thank you for stopping by. Um, we're gonna play some Oni Elementalist. Why not? I don't even know if I need 7 conjurations. So I've started up some good pills to endure misery. Yeah, kind of something like that. It was that and the realization that I like what I can do whenever I am streaming this. Um, yeah, it is not the game. It is what the game and I can do when I'm on stream combined. That's really where it's at. Because I am done playing this off stream. Like, it's been probably more than a year since the last time I played off stream, and it will remain like that. Whenever I'm off stream, I have no desire to play this. But on stream, things change because I can stream and I can um, provide commentary and all of that. Static discharge, quite the spell. Okay, that is kind of annoying. All Python. Also having low amounts of mana. Alright, static discharge, getting the job done. Yeah, so far it's going very well, surprisingly so, in fact. But it is D1. But I'm a mage. I think that mages are prone to having a bad time on D1. So the fact that it hasn't happened so far is pretty neat. Null with a club. Can I beat a D1 null? I'm not sure. I want to see if I can get to level 3. I am almost certain that I can beat a single null with a club if I'm level 3. Let's see what happens. What's that? Whip. I don't think I care about a whip. How magical is this character going to be? I actually don't know how magical this character is going to be. Hello, Cillian. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, level 3. Also picked up swiftness, so maybe I will be able to beat the null. And if I can't beat the null, I can pay 3 mana to run away. Crawling again. Where's the null? I don't want to leave the level without killing the null because I want to take advantage of the extra experience that the game is giving to me by throwing a null at me. A null with a club. If it had any other weapon that was not a club, I wouldn't be doing this. Yeah, it was fine. Not bad at all. And so we've relapsed. Not really. Like, it's not like an addiction or anything. I can definitely stop anytime I want. In fact, I can promise you that today, if the game doesn't cooperate, I'm just turning it off and turning on Isaac. We get a D2 crystal plate. which is not as like people are like, oh, crystal plate on D2 and I'm a noni. Like, no, I don't care because I wouldn't be able to use it even if I got it. Um, like on another character, I mean, because most often you don't have 23 strength by D2, and you're nowhere close to actually being able to wear it without being severely penalized for it, to the point where it is probably not worth it to be wearing it so early. So yeah, I don't care. Crystal plate is a very weird item. I think that the kind of situation where it is actually like exciting to get crystal plate is very scarce. Like there's not that many situations. It's like a very few and far between kind of thing. Just a beginner bait item, in your opinion? You could say so. You could say so because it is like it is pretty rare, but it is not incredible. I am definitely um, much more in favor of say early game resistances or early game armor class. Like I think that a Ring of Armor class is more exciting for almost all characters than Crystal Plate. Um, oof. That was all my mana. We got one miscast at 9%, and Grinder is heavily wounded, and so are we. This could be a problem. Haste. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna get either paralyzed or just killed from afar. Unless I find heal wounds. And now I can run away. Just fine? Kind of. Yeah, don't do that again. Alright, I was flying too close to the sun with that attempt at killing Grinder. Definitely. I think I'm just gonna leave Grinder for later. At least I'm alive. In one of your wins, you found a crystal plate on D1 where it immediately had zero evasion, but you took no damage. You're currently clearing SOT 5 on a caster that's finally overpowered enough, but even I could win it. You could win it. What mage are you playing? It's a lot of work. Unfortunately, we get smitten for 13, pretty large amounts of damage. And I know I don't have heal wounds anymore, but I do have ambrosia, but that is not gonna be enough because once again we get smitten. Um, oh, maybe it will be enough. After all, I'm an Oni. So many smites. Oh man, smite is disgusting. It is pretty unfun, but I guess you could say that about almost everything in Crawl. Like how it is a high damage ability that doesn't check your defenses and doesn't check line of sight. At a point in the game where like you can easily get 2 or 3 shots by it, I don't think it is something that should be in the game. Personally, if I was to make a game, I wouldn't put anything like it in my game. But I have said this a million times already, but I will probably repeat it every time. Crawl is a game um, where like I don't agree with the decisions, and the correct thing to do is to just not hope for it to change into the game that I want to play. Instead of that, I should just play the game I want to play. Which is almost always Rift Wizard, but this time it is a little bit of Crawl. If the game decides to cooperate. Dragon Scales easily trump over plate. Yeah, absolutely. Even Fire Elementalist is a fashion study with Crystal Spear and Hellfire Mortar. Hellfire Mortar is pretty good. When I originally was introduced to the spell, people said that it was like area control spell and not as good as the other new spells. But I don't agree with that. I think that it is pretty fantastic. You have to be reasonably tanky to be able to survive while the mortar does its thing, but it is extremely mana efficient. In two schools that are not well known for their mana efficiency. Yeah, we got some high level necromancy that I don't really care about. I care about Mystic Blast. I could see myself using that one. Mystic Blast is a pretty okay spell. We have gotten some talismans, but I don't really feel like going for any that is not statue form. The statue form one, I would consider it. I would consider, yeah. Pikel. Now, I should be able to beat Pikel, right? I would like to believe that I can beat Pikel, but I'm not certain. Let's see, what do you have? Freezing. Okay, with freezing, I can probably beat Pikel. I touched Herion's horn once. Okay, because just going for getting really good rolls, both in regards of like not taking damage and dealing damage. Like, what is going on here? 2 turns of 15 and Pikel is still effectively full HP. That kind of sucks. We do have an option here. Suffer more. We do have an option, and the option is casting Swiftness. And hoping that Pikel doesn't magically get an attack of opportunity on me now that I am faster than it. Oh, nice, delightful. Okay, I can maybe make it to the stairs? Yes, the answer is yes, we do make it to the stairs. I'm level 6, maybe I can beat Grinder. You've never ever casted Mystic Blast, would be nice to see it. It's great. It wishes things that are away or that are close to you, surrounding you, away from you, which is pretty nice thing to have access to. Oh, come on. Why am I getting miscasts of 5% spells? I really don't need that right now. All right. That went kind of okay. I did end up using Ambrosia, which is a valuable item for an Oni, since they heal really, really good from it. But we kill Grinder, and that's a little bit of extra experience that now I have. So in a sense, that potion of Ambrosia kind of was like a potion of experience, if you think about it. Why exactly is Piquet like so good at dealing damage? Did you get buffed or something? Hmm. No idea, but yeah, certainly a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. So the answer is to just not do that. I will come back and beat Pikel at some point, maybe experience level 10 or so. 0 armor on E. Even a lemur alone is killing me. Jeez, that's sad. Is this just the air mage experience? Am I being subject to this because I am an air mage? It kind of feels that way, not gonna lie. D4 is early for Pikel. Yeah, I guess so. Every early game sucks. Not all of them. Um, Troll early game doesn't suck. Ignis early game definitely doesn't suck. What early game doesn't suck as well? I guess you could say Ice Elementalist. Depends on how many skellies you find. Yeah, if you find like close to no skellies, and by that I mean like whites, then it also doesn't suck because ice magic is pretty good versus things that are not skellies. It's Elementalist D5 white band. Yeah, that like if you find whites, then it does suck. But I feel like well, maybe it's just that Kroll detects when you don't want to see the whites and it throws a million of them, and when you do want to see them because you could use a weapon that whites drop, you're not gonna get any whites. So the trick is starting a nice mage and just telling chat about how you really want to see a white band to get like an enchanted glaive or something. Something that a white band can have. Maybe an enchanted ballax, that does happen. I feel more often than an enchanted glaive. And then you're never gonna see whites. That's the trick. You think I had a run where such a thing happened? Absolutely. I had a run where I had like D5 white band, D6 white band, D7 white band. Um, does Oni feel much better than Ogre? I have played a little bit of Oni, not really that much. I think it's cool. I don't think much changed, did it? Oh yeah, they got zero mazes instead of the -1 that they had before. That is nice. The raps are not fantastic, other than fighting, I guess. Fighting and HP has always been what Oni has been all about. Ogre. Double potion sounds nice, but you hated playing Ogre because you get soloed by individual basic merfolk shows. It's an unbearable species. Yeah. When it comes to old Ogre, I always thought that it needed to be renamed Ogre Mage because you were not really supposed to play it as a melee character. Um, okay, we are probably gonna be doing some invocations things based on that and the fact that I have +2 invocations. What invocations god could be funny? Hmm. And by funny I mean something that I haven't done recently. I guess we could do Nemelex. Okay, I was about to go for stop. Man, attacks of opportunity when you're faster than the monsters are such a terrible decision. I hope it gets reverted. I really thoroughly, utterly despise attacks of opportunity when you're faster than the monster that you're running away from. They are nonsensical. Mm, they're better with clubs. Berserker game never sucks. They're better. Do you think that Oni is better with clubs than it is with magic? Because yeah, I mean Oni is a little bit better with clubs than Nogger was. I don't know if it's still enough to go for that instead of going for magic or stuff of Holy Wrath. But I feel like if I want to melee something, I would rather melee with the thing that gives me extra armor class. Oh, nice. We get Steam skills. That's kinda a big deal. Steam skills means that I get to have a little bit of armor class. Very exciting. Now I have 6 armor class. Practically unkillable. This is pretty fun with Airstrike. But I want invocations, since I got a manual of invocations in our shop. So what invocations got could be good. And I don't think that Dithmenos does Dithmenos have abilities that like does Dithmenos care about invocations? I don't even remember. Strike plus shatter best combo. Attacks of opportunity from lower movements is a very weird change. Yes, a very questionable change. I strongly disagree with it. Maclef. But I went Maclef recently. I was thinking Nemelex. Uskayo, but I also went Uskayo recently. In the tournament I won Uskayo, and before the tournament I won Maclef. You think it has to do with also reinstating energy randomization only for movement? Yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with so many changes that have been enacted to crawl that at this point I don't care anymore. Like, no matter what I think, it's nothing is gonna change. So I accept it by playing other games that I actually do want to play. I hope that Rift Wizard 2 does eventually rework modified monsters. I don't like modified monsters a single bit, but wouldn't be surprised if they stayed the way that they are now, because Dylan does like them, which I think is a little bit of a tragedy. Hey, look at that, a D7 white, probably a white band, but we are not an ice mage, so we don't really have anything to worry about. As long as I can fight them one by one, we're fine. Yep, we're fine. A Maya Kroll Doomer. I mean, depends on how you describe that. What I can tell you for certain is that, um, like, it's not like I feel passionate about. Like, I don't think that the developers are destroying the game or anything. I do think that am not enjoying certain decisions that the developers have made in the last couple of years. Often it feels like the changes are directly targeted to making my experience less enjoyable, or at least that's how it felt when I was streaming Crawl 5 days a week, and then things that I was doing were getting nerfed like a week after I was doing them. Um, Happened a couple of times. It wasn't like a very common occurrence, but it did happen enough that I was like, okay, what is going on? And yeah, so what I can tell you is that I would rather play other things more often than not than crawl. I have to recharge my crawl battery, but I do like what I can do when it comes to my stream whenever I'm playing this game, because this game is pretty dynamic. Like, I never know how it's gonna go. The viewers never know how it's gonna go, and I have enough knowledge when it comes to the game to be able to provide interesting commentary. So it's not that I like crawl; it's that I like streaming crawl. So it's a bit of a different thing there. Um, if I could do what I can do with crawl for other games that I have been streaming, I would absolutely do it. Um, like, the difference is pretty noticeable for me, because whenever I'm playing other games, there's less people in the chat. I notice that I am more quiet and all of those things. But with Crawl, it's like endless commentary, endless relevant, interesting, engaging commentary, and by extension, people chat more. I don't know about the viewer count, because I have turned I turned that off a couple of years ago, and I don't really want to turn it back on. Um, but I would not be surprised if there were more people who watch whenever I'm playing Quo compared to whenever I'm playing other games. Bring back purple chunks. Crawl has gone downhill since they removed Stalker. Stalker as a background. Oh, that was a long time ago. That was the one that started with fulsome distillation and evaporate, right? It's crazy that to think that was ever in the game. You once called back? So, okay, someone had to once called back. Um, it's like some people. I have read people on Reddit legit be like, I miss food, and I'm like, I refuse to believe you're a real person. No one who ever played crawl with food wants food back. Um, in fact, it's kind of crazy that it stayed in the game for as long as it did. Um, who misses food? Some crazy person on Reddit misses food. Um, yeah, it's crazy to me. I do not believe it. Like to this point, I am kind of skeptical that that person was for real. If Skull was back then, you'd be able to play human Skull. Skull was so bad. Like Skull was just a husk of Crusader, which was the actual good background. Did you know that Crusader used to get Regen and Berserk as spells? They were spells, and the Crusader started with them. Rupert is a Crusader. I think they also got paralyzed, which yeah, it was such a busted start. And then Crusader got removed and replaced by Scald, and Scald was never remotely close to the power level of Crusader. And then no one played Scald because it was garbage, so it was replaced with what we have now, which I don't even remember what it's called. Um, oh, it is Reaver, I guess, and Reaver is okay. Definitely more enjoyable than Scald in my opinion, but not as powerful. Nothing will ever be as powerful as Crusader. If you want to play a version with Crusader, I think it was removed for 0.9, so 0.8 and before should have it. Merfolk Crusader was the thing. I played some of it, and because I was a new player when I did, I never really got the hang of it. But I feel like if I played Merfolk Crusader now, I could win very consistently because it was legit broken. Like it was so strong that I feel like you don't really need anything else, and you just like start with your starter book and maybe haste because haste was also a spell in the same school as regen, and Okawaru or whatever, you could win the game very easily. It was something else. It was a different time for crawl development. You don't really mind the modified monsters of Rift Wizard 2, but the HP scaling is a bit ridiculous. That is precisely my problem. I feel like most of them would be interesting if they didn't have like 5 times the amount of HP than they otherwise would have. That makes them quite painful to deal with. There was this one time where I was fighting multiple um, immortal flashbacks or flesh fiends. They had like 1700 HP and high resistance to holy and dark, and I was doing holy and dark damage. It took me so much. I was doing hit bolts, I think, in that run. And yeah, I took so many full channels of hate balls to just kill those two enemies at the end of the level because everything else was dead except for those two enemies. It was terrible. And yeah, that kind of thing is like it's not fun. It's not like engaging. It's not interesting. It's just tedious. They were not going to kill me, but they were super tanky for no good reason. And so that's the kind of thing that I would like to see gone from modified monsters. Um, because it's not only that is not like an isolated experience. I feel like that is more the norm than the exception when it comes to dealing with modified monsters in Rift Wizard 2. It's always the same that tedious and annoying instead of engaging. Do any servers even go back to pre 0.10? I have zero idea. You can, however, get like download it. I don't know if that version has web or like not web tiles, but tiles. Actually, may not have tiles. Please don't kill me. Yeah, I don't think I beat that two-headed ogre. Didn't I have Pickle earlier? Surely I can beat Pickle now. Surely I can beat Pickle. Oh, look at that, a cloak on this D5 that I didn't explore earlier. As an ogre, I feel like I have to get 15 fighting. Behumet. But we want an Invocations God because I got a manual of Invocations. What else do we have here? Sifmuna, so the Mage Gods. On D5. I'm glad that I don't want Behumet, because if I wanted Behumet, I would have been pretty sad that I wasn't able to get Behumet because I skipped that level. You fear Ancient Crawl? Yes, I think that Ancient Crawl, like it is weird. Ancient Crawl is pretty weird. You're gonna see a lot of things in Ancient Crawl that are not really gonna make a lot of sense if only if the only thing that you know is current crawl. By current crawl I mean like food removal onwards. Yeah, that is what I consider to be like modern crawl, food removal onwards. But in games is very hard. Either it is a useless mechanic because you can get it too easily, which was the case in crawl, or it is very scarce and annoying to manage. Um, Not really NetHack, because NetHack does have uh, corpses that you can eat, but a little bit. There's people that have starved in NetHack before. Like I know that food items are not as common as you would think in NetHack until you get to the point in the game where they actually are common. So where was Pikel? Okay, Pikel is on D3. Let's see if I can find Pikel. Aha, there you are. Now surely I can beat Pickle this time. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm getting good rolls. Ah, beautiful. And so we kill Pickle. Wait, this is Temple. I skipped Temple earlier. You take a small sip from the fountain, refreshing. Nice flavor text for stepping into fountains. Oracle plants taste good after you remove the acid or whatever first. Who knows? Are there any acidic plants in real life? I bet there are, but like I know a lot more about poisonous plants. There's so many poisonous plants, but are there any acidic plants? No idea. You can deal with a good old ASCII sometimes. Just remember Archmage armor got removed from mundane robes? That's sad. Go sack so you can buy it, so you can buy the manual. No, that's not gonna happen. Mm, I think the person that asked if I was a Kroll Doomer abandoned chat after my rant. Some. No, not some. Um, Nemelix. But I don't think. Well, certainly it is not here. I could go Chevriados. Chevriados also scales with. Yeah, sure. I get no swiftness anymore. Do I have amnesia? Yeah, I do. Goodbye swiftness. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Ah, well, it's fine. So, the moment a Che worshipper is most likely to die is immediately after worshipping Che, like after starting to worship Che. Because at that point, you're not really used to being slow. Okay, fortunately, I was able to go upstairs. This is not great. All of this is going very poorly. And unfortunately, I have to do one of these three because I need to go downstairs, right? At least the bees will get me some cheap piety, but this is not great. Version of the game that is so terrifying, so full of madness, frenzy, and lunacy that it has been locked securely against random trespassers. Only the most demented adventurers would dare visit the official website, go to the version archive page, and download it. That was that was Dungeon Crawl, the last version of Dungeon Crawl before it was Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, like Linley's Dungeon Crawl. Um, I've heard weird stories about that. Like, I bet I would find it as weird as you would find old ancient Crawl. Oh, you know what? I think I played that poorly. There was definitely a scroll poison play there. Now I guess we tele and maybe we don't die. Big poison. Huge poison. Alright, we don't die there. Where are the bees? Because they were pretty hurt. And I feel like the only thing that was stopping me from beating them was space. And now I have space. Yeah, we're gonna get some Chevreel's piety from them. Maybe I get even one pip of piety. Not just not being used to it, you have no tools to deal with enemies you can't always run from. That is also the thing. You have to be very very careful when you're going Chevreelos precisely because of that. Hmm. All right, I think we might be okay. Really good. Save the ammo for Bolt 5 so you can kill one guy instead from time. I have 3 ammo. Haven't found blinking. Okay, round 2. But like stir dancing these guys is not really that scary. It was scary when I pulled up a million bees. That was a little bit nerve wracking, but now we're fine. Um, yeah, I wanted to go Nemelex, but Kroll said no, so we're going Chevriados, which is not quite an invocations god, but it does have Slouch and I guess a step from time as well, which they both scale with invocations. Mm, that's fine. Yeah, in this case, I'm just gonna play it safe, walk to the stairs, and airstrike safely from the stairs. This character is gonna be very funny and very powerful if I can get to the point where Chebriados, starts doing its magic. Gastronok. The thing about Gastronok is that Gastronok's airstrike is better than mine. Like, it deals way more damage than my airstrike. Despite his appearance, he can open doors. That's funny. Funny line of text. Um, Yeah, 2 dice of 18 to 34. That's kind of really powerful. For comparison, my owner strike is 2 dice of 3 to 19. I wonder if the 19 you always get if you cast it on on an empty, on like a monster that is surrounded by empty space. I wonder if that's how it works. But yeah, we're not going back to Gastronok, and I'm hoping for a corridor here, which we do get. Not having a corridor there would have been not run ending because I have delay, but it would have been pretty bad. I still have Mystic Blast, and I probably should be learning that soon. Yeah, for that I'm gonna need some translocations. Yes, translocations. Let's just train for it now. We're gonna need like 9. And also 9 conjurations. But translocations first. Okay, more jacks. But fortunately, I still have my corridor. Shock's kinda getting the job done here, surprisingly. I guess it helps a lot that only one jack is hitting me at a time. Beautiful. Uruk. With a Demon Trident of Draining. I am very interested in using that myself. Demon Trident plus shield plus decent spells. Yeah, it sounds kind of like a plan. The thing is that how do we kill Uruk? How does this character kill Uruk? Mm. Using Ash's information on enemy positions to lure them out of a slot long by shouting at the wall. Tukima's hymn? Tukima's dance. Ah, yes, Tukima's dance. Would that even work? I mean, I guess Uruk doesn't have a lot of willpower somehow. I also don't have a lot of hexes other than that. But I have no training. It would probably not be cast successfully. Also, does it disarm the monster now? I guess it does. I guess it does disarm the monster. I was trying to memorize Mystic Blast because my line was Mystic Blast, push Uruk into Airstrike, rinse and repeat. But I don't think we're gonna be capable of doing that. Anyway, this is pretty awkward. Oh yeah, this is quite awkward. I have no idea how to consistently do this. The lack of Mystic Blast is going to hurt. Also, I'm not entirely sure that Airstrike is gonna be good enough for this. Yeah, that's what I expected. So okay, we just read delay. I cannot beat Uruk. Walking here is so bad. Like I cannot walk forward to go for static discharge because I would be at 20 HP after 2 turns of that. So we're just gonna read Tele and hope that the Tele saves me. I don't even want to do anything, so I don't like waste resources. Okay, we teleport successfully. We are kinda close, but not close enough that I should be worried. We can kill a troll just fine. We get some spells. Also, Kubo's armor could be okay. I don't know how much I. No, I think it would be fine actually. Let's just learn that. Also, Mystic Blast. Also, we could get Ramparts if we're gonna get also Kubo's armor. And I guess we can try to get to Kima's Dance. And this time, I could try to cast it with 0 skill. It's a 21% chance to fail. I wonder if it checks willpower. If it does, I'm probably never gonna hex Uru with it. Nice that I have the invisible Uru. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not at full HP, so this could be pretty awkward as well. 26%. I don't have Buln, so that's not really going to happen, most likely. Come on, Uruk. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Are you within range of Mystic Blast? The spell would have no effect right now because you can't see any hostile targets that would be affected. The answer is no, it wouldn't work. Mystic Blast. You open a blast of force. The Mystic Blast hits Uruk. Uruk is almost dead. Uruk is knocked back by the Mystic Blast. Uruk is engulfed in poison gas. Uruk looks as sick as possible. Yeah, it's going pretty well. Pretty good so far. Yep, beautiful. And so we get our reward, this Demon Trident of Draining. We finally found Nemelex, but it was way too late. D10 is unreasonably late. Some goats like I guess it's there, so you really go for it if you want to. But I would just not go for a goth if it's spawned on D10. We have it all, Cha. I'm probably gonna get banished. This is definitely looking like I'm gonna get banished. See, the thing here is that I don't think I beat Erolcha um with what I have right now. Like I could use silence to not get banished, but then how exactly am I supposed to kill Erolcha? This is a terrible situation to be in, but I mean, this game is pretty much entirely comprised of terrible situations so far. I hope things get better soon, or else. Yeah, I don't really have much that I can do. Do you think banishment is something that should be in the game? I think it's okay. It can definitely be pretty interesting when you get banished and you survive it. Most often, it's just like a willpower check. So like it's like an insta kill sometimes, but you can deal with it. Like there's multiple ways to deal with it, like willpower, just break line of fire, summon some things, teleport away. In this case, I don't really have access to any of those options, however, so that's why it is as inconvenient as it is specifically now. Um, Maybe I can kill Rolcha with Mystic Blast. I'm gonna try the following: to Kima. No, not to Kima. Ramparts. Oh, I resisted a banishment. That's nice. Also Kubus Armor, Mystic Blast, Mystic Blast, Mystic Blast, Mystic Blast. Okay, now I'm out of mana, but Elocha is almost dead. Well, not really out of mana. I can shock. And shock gets the job done. Let's go. That was nice. Kind of scary, especially since Erolcha did try to banish me first thing, but didn't succeed. All right, finding the ice magic book has been pretty convenient. Yeah, it synergizes well with being a Chebriado's worshipper because it's not like I can move a lot. Um, yeah, pretty good so far. Psyche as well. But you have chaos, not banishment, so it should be okay. I got turned into a bat. A bat with frozen ramparts. I take it that bats cannot cast the spells. Yeah, should I just walk away from Psyche? The thing is that I'm a bat of Chevriados. How fast am I? That is the real question. How fast am I? How hurt was Psyche? Not hurt enough to be killed with what I have. I can! Okay, maybe we do kill Psyche, but I think she might be next to me. I think she might be in this style. If she's in this style, it's fine, but I think she's in this style. Um, and if she's in that tile, there's no way for me to target that without hurting myself in the process. Yeah, because it's not like it goes like this from this tile to this tile. The targeter it goes from or like the other way around. Like it's not like it goes from this tile to this tile. I think it goes from this tile to this tile. Yeah, almost certain that it goes from this tile to this tile. And if she's here, which I'm almost certain she is, and I use that, it's gonna hurt me. I might be healthy enough. Okay. She was there, but the thing is that it aimed it in such a way that I was not going to get hit by the explosion somehow. Okay, we take those. I'm not gonna complain. And so you killed. That's how you kill Psyche in bat form. Just have frozen ramparts up and use Ice Blast. I have to say that I think it was kind of miraculous that I managed to do that. I have 1.0 speed. You cover ground extremely quickly. I guess that my speed compensates for being a Chevriel's worshipper. Maybe that was like a small mercy that the developers put in the game, so that if you get bad formed as a Chevriel's worshipper, you're just not dead. If it just sets you to 1.0 speed, that's pretty benevolent. That Orc Wizard has distortion, so that's not great. Okay. No cold resistance, and if I remember correctly, Ramparts doesn't check armor class? Or does it? It doesn't say anything about that. Maybe it does check armor class. No idea. Well, gargoyles are immune to electricity, so not really a lot that I can do. I might be dead. 0.4 movement delay like it would for a Spriggan. Yeah, I don't have a good spell for a gargoyle. And I don't have delay, so this is terrible. I might be dead. I could have not fought these. I could have just left. Oh, oof. That was really bad. I used everything. I have nothing. Um, I have nothing, so we might be dead here. You know what? I should just enchant this because it's a pretty good item. So good, in fact, that at some point soon I'm gonna train for it. I was thinking, how am I going to kill that Wraith? But then I remember, yeah, I'm not an Ice Mage, I'm an Air Mage, and so I Air Struck it. Hmm. All right. I got confused there. I didn't really want to move away. Raw willpower might be an interesting thing to have. I'm going to keep it around, put it on if I feel like I really need to do it. Curare. Okay, that's another good find. Yeah, when it comes to like if I find things that I can actually kill with what I have, I feel reasonably strong. Like I think that I could kill a two-headed ogre if I was to find one, but the gargoyle really made me struggle, and at least this level was generous enough to provide me with some consumables back. We get a tele and a keyring and a bunch of unidentified potions that I am thinking I should just drink identify probably. Um, anyway, that's the 11, so let's go Lair. What do you mean that I am on D11 and there's no Lair? Oh, might be there. Fire Elementalists can always kill two-headed ogres in good conditions and not exactly always, you guess. Scorch is a pretty strong spell. Um, yeah, like Scorch Foxfire kills so many things. It is real nice. Oh, this is where Lair is. Almost certain. This is where Lair is. I left this level because of the two-headed ogre, right? Now I feel like I could kill it. +7 sling with +7 mana. What if I wield that for the 7 mana? No, 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 no. Bad idea. Bad idea. I would if it didn't have a penalty for unwielding. In this case, it gives you a lot of contamination, so I'm not doing it. A hat. Let's put it on. Even though it doesn't really do anything, because it's not an enchanted hat. But it is something that I could enchant in time. Scroll of Enchant Armor. Funny thing, I was thinking of re-identifying that. Okay, this is terrible. By the way, this is the second Petrify in a row. I have 35% chance to get Petrified. Am I going to get killed by the Kamo Dragon Basilisk combo? Because it kinda is feeling like I'm going to get killed by that. Alright. That was scary, but then I remember that I should give myself more armor class, and I did that, and that was enough. You know, I probably shouldn't have started a mage today, but my hope is that since I'm going to be training some demon trident, I'm not gonna have the complications that I was having with mages during the tournament. And by that I mean the one complication that I had with the one mage during the tournament, which is that it took me um, 14 hours to beat the character. Yeah, that was not great. I don't think this is gonna take me 14 hours to beat this, or even 7 hours to get 3 runes, which was the case with that character. Um, Layer 1 elephants. Yeah, that's not great. Vanity item. When it comes to those items, I think of them as turning your weapon slot into a ring slot. Okay, 8 ice magic. I'm not gonna train anymore. I have more than enough to cast what I want to cast. Let's just go for pole arms now. Yeah, maybe later on we find higher level ice magic, but I mean, I guess we have Horfrost Cannonade, which might be interesting. Maybe I should be training for that instead of training for the polearm. Like, okay, let's think about it for a second. What would I prefer to be able to do, like, soon? Because this, with the amount of skill in ice magic that I have and the Chabriel's intelligence, these both qualify as soon. Cast Horfrost to kill um, hydras and elephants and death yaks, or tabbing those same hydras and elephants and death yaks. And I think the answer is pretty simple. I think I would rather do the spell, like cast the spell. So we're gonna be getting that spell, and we're gonna continue to train ice magic, and we're also gonna train alchemy, and we will train pole arms at some point soon. But for now, we just go for this. Um, yeah, we gotta think ahead because we have kinda the tools to survive some of these situations, but we need to plan ahead. Um, Also, I really need to have this in that button. All right, pretty good. Yeah, the solution to this air mage problem that I was having is just turning into a nice mage. Okay, 4 pips of piety. Now I have slouch. The manual, however, costs 1,040, so we cannot afford it. Not even if I wanted to train invocations, I would be able to. That's a lot of enemies. But fortunately, I have a choke point. I like, and also it is a lot of a lot of bees. So maybe we are okay. 'Cause I have ramparts. Elephants kind of counter me. Corpfrost is at 9%. So yeah, I think we're okay thanks to my decision of getting Horfrost. Um, Last time I used it, I didn't use it this early in the game, so I expect this to be genuinely pretty powerful. I want Horfrost. I already got Horfrost. Um, Yeah. When it comes to this game, it is important to adapt to what you get. It is going to be uncommon for you to will a run the way that a run is going to go into existence. Um, you can kind of get away with that if you're doing really strong things with really strong combos. Like for example, if you're a Minotaur, you can kind of just go melee with whatever background you start as. Because you're a Minotaur. Same goes for a Troll. Um, it's an interesting choice because you one time you used it, it felt bad to use. Well, the thing is that, and then that's why I was why I made the comment that the last time that I used it, it was not great. Um, I am in layer one. It's very, very, very early into the game. So if there was ever a point for Hoarfrost um, to be a valuable player, it is going to be in this moment, like at this point. And if it's not good at this point, like then it just isn't good at all. But I mean, it is probably going to get rid of those things that I didn't want to melee that I mentioned earlier, like hydras, elephants, jacks, death yaks. It's probably gonna do well versus those, and the other things I can just kill the way that I have been killing things so far. Yeah, and in case you are not aware of how I'm killing things, I'm pretty much every time Osokubu's Armor, Frozen Ramparts, and then when the things are next to me, I'm just casting Static Discharge. That combination is pretty good at killing things at this point in the game. Yeah, specifically the Osokubu's Armor part, which that gives me 16 armor class, 16 armor class on 136 HP are a pretty good combination so early into the game. Minotaur Berserker fighter with big weapons. Yes, yes. Minotaur can always go weapons, can always go melee because they're designed so that they can always do that. But on the other hand, going mage as a Minotaur is a little bit more complicated. Um, oh man, I have so little oh, I found blinking. Yeah, I was about to read that scroll that I identified. I'm glad that I saw that I had identify because I was going to search for this because I already missed I already missed the Bailey. I don't want to miss the volcano or anything else really. Okay, I'm just gonna pull a bunch of enemies into me. I do wish that the statues generated in better spots. Like for example, they very much didn't generate in the correct spot. But now they're fine. Okay, the explosion. Did that deal damage to me? I mean, the explosion visually covered me, but I don't think it dealt damage to me, which makes it much better than I thought it was originally. I didn't think that that explosion was going to not deal damage to me. Back on Mommy Chaos Knight, alas, how is it going? Why are you doing that to yourself? I mean, as for myself, it's going okay. I'm certainly not playing Mommy Chaos Knight, and I am like, if you're not playing Mommy Chaos Knight, it's already going well. Let's put it like that. Okay, what kind of volcano did we get this time? Do we have? Ah, we do have. In fact, we have a double fire resistance. That's gonna be pretty useful. And we also have frozen ramparts, so we should be completely fine. This shouldn't be difficult at all. Um, you play random combos until you get them to lure. That was the first. This was the first time You got one rerolled, and the verdict was to play it until you got a rune. So you play until you get to Lure, and then if you die, it doesn't matter anymore? That's how you play the game? Wow, Sticky Flame really counters Ice Mages because it requires you to move around, and you don't want to be doing that as a nice mage or a Chebreel's worshipper for that matter. So this is kind of a bad volcano for me. No some, no good. No some, no good. At TBH, you did beat your high score with Mommy Chaos Knight, got to Lure 6, and you know how you lost that one. Being in Lure 6 at a point where it's not the greatest idea to be in Lure 6 because, yeah, Lure 6 is pretty hostile at times. Attraction would be a good thing to have, but I have not really found a lot of Identify. I used it all on scroll. Yeah, I used it all on scrolls trying to find blinking. Fortunately, I already found it. Um, oh boy, so many things to train for. So little um experience. Yeah, like in this moment, I would like to have some polearms training, and also some invocations so I can do the shape panic buttons when I need to do them. But it's fine because I'm kind of getting carried by my HP more than everything. Like I'm taking amounts of damage that would kill other characters at this point in the game, but I have 144 HP, so it's fine. Yeah, you really gotta lean on that when you're a Oni, a Nogger, or whatever. Um, Eventually there will be the point where like that is not gonna work anymore, but by then you need to kill the enemies before they can kill you. Cloak of Fire Resistance is a huge find. It's a really good item to have. Boots of Rampaging. Okay, yeah. With the fact that we got a cloak of fire resistance is just huge, huge. Potentially run making levels of good. I didn't need the resistance, but it is always nice to have a, a fancy cloak like that. Roll back to the version AKs were removed and don't leave the abyss until level 5. That sounds very painful. I think that people did do those challenges back in the day, but certainly not me. It does matter, but if the RNG gives you Baraki Ace Elementalist next, say you'll play Baraki Ace Elementalist at least until you get one to lure. Often you win after lure, so you should say this was the first time you rerolled on a combo, you got to lure but didn't win. Um, yeah, enjoy your mommy Chaos Knight. Like someone handpicked that for you to not have a good time. um, mommy Chaos Knight, so painful. Okay, we got some potions of willpower, so removes one more worry from this character. All right. This is going really well. I have so much strength, and even though I have no skill with the Demon Trident, because I have so much strength, I'm hitting decently hard. Um, it's gonna get a lot better once I actually start training the pole arm, of course. We have the big crawlism that when you take a new god on CK, some just keeps on messing with you, so it's extra exciting. There's a run where you find Skull Crusher. Oh, I hope. Um, I mean, it would be nice because I still haven't started training pole arms or shields. So if it's gonna come, it better come soon. Um, Not that training for a Demon Trident is that much of an investment that I would be like, oh no, I already invested way too much experience into what I'm doing. I cannot use a Skull Crusher. But Demon Trident and Shield, that's a whole nother thing. If it gets to the point where I'm thinking, okay, maybe I start training the Shield now, that's the point where Skull Crusher is gonna be kind of discarded, even if I do find it. So hopefully, if it's to come, it better come before I start training shields. Any suggestions for which human combo you should play next? Have you tried Human Berserker? Because I'm thinking, I mean, you already did the Railbird special. Human Berserker is like the opposite of the Railbird special. Did you win your SOT 5 run, Cillian? If so, congrats. Finally you got a mage down. Okay, this is fine. First this, then this, then this. Yeah, I was gonna use simulation, but I couldn't reposition because Che Worshipper, right? So I guess this is fine. Hey, 6 pips of piety with Che Briados. My stats are as high as it's going to get when it comes to Che benefits. Hmm. You know, when I first saw that these guys have, whenever you drink a healing potion, you attack all around you, I was excited for Ambrosia because Ambrosia is blue, right? So I thought that Ambrosia would make the swinging keep going until you stop being Ambrosia, but it doesn't work like that. I was so disappointed by that. It should really work like that. It would be a lot of fun. Also, it's not like you can abuse that in any way whatsoever. Ambrosia is a pretty rare consumable. Oh, I'm super slow. Look at that. 3 turns. You want to farm for great species unless you get bored of human. Human is pretty dull. I don't really like humans that much, but they're not terrible. They're dull in the sense that they don't really do many exciting things. I guess that they now have the Meteoran mechanic of healing when they explore, right? I don't know why they have that. Berserker's an obvious choice if you want to get one home. Yeah, it's what I said, human Berserker. The opposite of the Railbird special. I think that I have trained enough of these things. So, is it polearm time or do I get invocations? I am going to get some invocations so I can use a slouch because there's been some situations where I've been like, oh, I want to slouch. Um, oh, why? Oh, I got shafted. I got shafted. I was like, why do I not know of my lair branches? Yeah, I was gonna say if I got spider or shoals, the slouch is gonna be good for those since those are full of enemies that are way way faster than I am. Um, but I don't know. I don't know yet. For all I know, I got snake and swamp. I guess it is also okay in swamp. Wait a second. Did I skip Lair 2 or something? Yeah, I got shafted in Lair 2. That's what happened. I have to say that this is going well, mainly because I found the Ice Mage book. I don't know how, like, in what shape we would be in if I hadn't found the Ice Mage book. It made it so that like, I can kind of protect myself. Frozen Ramparts and also Kubu's armor have been a fundamental part of this character ever since I decided that I was going to do that. I still get hard countered by elephants, however, because of those decisions. But it's fine. Yeah, I just have to corner myself, and then the elephants cannot break my buffs. Hmm. All right. +2 roll willpower. I will take the 1 armor class loss for the willpower stat because I have gotten hexed so much already. It's kind of a miracle that I didn't get banished when I was fighting Erolcha. So I've not even been streaming for 2 hours, and I'm already pretty gassed out. I like Crawl, but there's something about Crawl that makes it so that I cannot really play Crawl as much as I can play other games. You know what? Let's just go for a slouch. You fail to use your ability. Okay, there we go. So we get Snake, um, which is not Spider, and by extension, Slouch is not gonna be as powerful as it could have been, but it's okay. Okay, it's fine. Should, um, this Boulder Beetle is pretty tanky. Definitely not dying. I should throw some Curare at it. I do have Curare. I have 9. Lots of Curare. There we go. That should be enough to kill it. I don't think I need to do anything else. But I'm gonna airstrike just because I can. And I feel like the Blink Frog dies to just tap. Man, that also Kubu's armor lasted for a very long time. Um, Often I cast a Sokubu's armor and then I cast ramparts, and the ramparts like I have to cast ramparts 2 or 3 times before the fight is over. And by the time the fight is over, I still have a Sokubu's armor, like just as it's happening right now. Hmm. So we get exactly the opposite ones that I mentioned. I mentioned shoals and spider as the ones that I would like to see because of slouch, and I get swamp and snake. That is funny. Kroll definitely does have a sense of humor, don't you think? It's not like it would have changed anything in my character anyway. Alright, Hoarfrost Cannon, killing things that I would otherwise have issues killing. I like that spell. The key is finding it early enough that it is actually impactful. Um, yeah, killing things pretty good. Like, quite a fantastic spell for single targets. So many button presses for fights that shouldn't really be that complicated. I think we're fine. I think we should be fine, but I don't wanna risk it. As I risk it. Yeah, like the safe option, I guess, was using Curing or Ambrosia so that the Kainto didn't deal a lot of damage to me. Hmm. Jiva Altar, but we are not going Jiva today. Also, F in the chat for the Jiva Altar resprite. Like, I really don't like it. I think there was beauty in the simplicity of the old Jiva Altar, which you can see right there next to the current Jiva Altar. Um, if I could afford a VTuber model, I would like to have one where it's just a G Baltar with RGB and jiggle physics. It would be pretty funny because it's a G Baltar. Top left G Baltar, absolutely. I probably shouldn't have done that. Jivan now doesn't share the sprite with Nine Settler. Yep. I should probably have a macro to cast this. Let's see. All right. So my number two should cast. I forgot something. Okay, so now it should cast both of the spells. How is this Hydra still asleep? Yeah, just speed up the process of playing this a little bit. My slouch is at 1%, step from time is at 13%. I think I can probably stop training invocations for now and just go back to it once I buy the manual. Um, is it time for polearms? Let me check my spells real quick. Let me check my spells. Hello, Seth No One. Thank you for stopping by. When it comes to spells, we have Gale's Gabot. We have Rhyme Blight, which yeah, I'm not excited for. Let me read it. Slowly freezes them from the inside out, and it deals damage. A creature, so it's a single target. Even spreading the affliction to others. Oh, oh, doesn't make. You would expect that it makes like some kind of ally because it's a necromancy spell, but it doesn't. It does sound kind of funny, but it's a high level necromancy. It's been years since I've cast high level necromancy spells like uh well, back in the day, Mummy form used to be a necromancy spell, so like that one or infestation. When it comes to infestation, it's always messed me up that it doesn't deal damage. It just makes it so that you get dead scarabs if you kill the things. Is that the box in the background? Box. I'm not sure what you mean by box. Oh, you mean like the cricket that is in this room right now? Yeah, cricket is really bothering me to play some Formis with. Yeah, there is one. Been there for a couple of days already. Yeah, I am just gonna turn on polearms now so I can tap things. Though I also have Hoarfrost, and let me tell you that my decision to train for Hoarfrost was a pretty good one. I would like to believe, since I got it almost immediately after I chose to start training for it. And there's been a couple of situations where I've been very happy to have it. I should probably be using it more than I have been using it, but since it's a new spell, I'm not really used to using it. I am not like autopiloting into using it in a situation where it is the correct thing to use because I just am not used to knowing which ones are those situations. Um, it's a pretty awkward spell at times since it like some. Oh, come on! It's not gonna hit the Horfrosts. Yeah, it's not gonna hit them. But it is pretty annoying that it's warning me if I want to be casting it. Okay, slouch time. Slouch again. I don't want to go for 3 slouches. Cloud, so I would get petrified here. I don't want to move. I think that I can probably get away with being petrified. Oh, Hydra. That was a little bit spooky because of the Hydra. So I know I don't have heal wounds, and I know I don't have curing. My only source of healing is this ambrosia. Um, can I kill the Hydra by meleeing it? It's funny because I was like I got Horfrost precisely so I didn't have to melee Hydras, but now I don't have mana, but I do have an Hydra. That reminds me that like I got it early and I didn't even mention it, but we have that amulet of mana regen, and I can afford it. And maybe I should, but I am so close to the manual of invocations. Um, okay, we do manage to tap down the Hydra. I think we get more intelligence here just to be a Che worshipper. Che worshippers are well known for being able to do really powerful things with characters, like really unusual combinations of things to do with characters. Also, why am I not teleporting? That was crazy. What I mean by that is that like I will be probably casting in heavy armor with this character. Um, what do I mean by heavy armor? Probably storm scales or shadow scales. Maybe gold scales, but that is a little bit more complicated. Yeah, those are a little bit heavier, and I'm not sure what kind of spells I would be able to get away with casting in that heavy armor. Sack of spiders. And now I have enough for the manual of invocations, but I also have enough for a manual of evocations. And I mean, I have the experience of Okobol, which I might want to put on the quiver so I don't forget that I have access to it. Hmm. Yeah, maybe the play is buy like the manual of evocations instead of the manual of invocations, and use that. Use it all up because when it comes to invocations, we're fine. Yeah, we should be okay. We should be just fine. I think I re-identified these scrolls, trying to find acquirement. Okay, all right. So we have butterflies instead of summoning. That's fine. No problem there. Mm, I have so much experience. I'm experience level 15 by Orc 1. How much experience do these guys get? Oni gets 0 experience. Why do I have why am I experience level 15 then? I know that I didn't drink a potion of experience. I have not found that. Antique Weapon Emporium. If I was going to find Skull Crusher, that was probably where it was going to be. So far, it hasn't been the case, however. There's still plenty to see when it comes to the game, so who knows? I might find it for real. Skull Crusher. Oh, it's once again descending. Why is descending so common nowadays? Um, yeah, the difference between descending and the one with the walls is that the one with the walls just has all the enemies concentrated in one part of the level, so it is a lot easier to deal with them. In this one, it's like huge open space. It's way, way, way more difficult to deal with it. Ripophalum, Ripophalum. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. What happened to the first aid? They're living their lives. As far as I'm aware, none of them have died yet. Um, I'm thinking about how to approach this situation. Huh. Emo? No. poison, then Emo, then Airstrike, because we have that. Okay, for a second I thought that was going to kill me. But fortunately, that was not the case. Not this time. I'm still standing in a cloud of fire surrounded by clouds of poison, so this is definitely not great, but it is not killing me. And yeah, that kind of like situation would have been way better in the other ogre ending, but this one is a lot more difficult. I'm thinking about how to deal with the situation once again. 4 HP is 3 more than you need. Yeah, this is a bit nerve wracking. Come on. Rough. Real rough. I am not feeling a teleport because I have not seen any of the level. I know that I'm just gonna land in the middle of a ton of ogres and I'm gonna die. Um, this ending sucks. This is the hardest one, and I've been seeing it a lot nowadays. And I have no juice. I have butterflies. Yeah, I know that I don't have any potions that heal, which is a shame because these guys gain double healing and magic from potions. It would be nice to have some of that right now. Hmm. I really wish I was not at 12 HP. I hope that this doesn't get me killed. Oh, a warlord. There's so many spots where I don't want to land. Like I don't want to land here. I don't want to land where the warlord can hit me. I just want to go to the stairs and get out of here. Okay. I mean, I guess that in a sense my wish was granted. I didn't die. I can just teleport to the stairs. And the Kobold Blast Miner shoots me with the Arbalest and doesn't hit me. And I survive that with 4 HP. I'll come back later. Um, would be a funny emo. Night evasion dodge. Yeah, night evasion. 9 evasion dodge. Um, terrible. Ring of willpower, but I don't think I care. On the other hand, and I almost never use these enhancer rings, but this time I have 2 sources of fire resistance and no cold resistance. And I'm also using ice magic, so I feel like it just synergizes pretty well with my character. And so I'm going to use it. I hope that I do not regret it. We found some ambrosia, that's nice. So how exactly was Orc 2 so hostile? I guess that is just the ending. I got unlucky with the kind of ending that I got. Yeah, we're getting pretty good at the Demon Trident. It was quite a nice find. Um, it compensates a little bit for the downsides of Chebriados by letting me attack things that are a little bit further away. Of course, if I was to find a Rift, I would be very happy with that. But even without Rift, a normal Demon Trident is getting the job done. Streamer gets the hardest everything. Not really. Like this hasn't been so hard of a run. Um, I think the finding moment that made this not as hard as it could have been was when I found the Ice Magic book, because that's what's been carrying me, the Ice Magic book. Che with 990 defenses sounds scary. Yeah, I agree. I agree. At some point, I should think about training dodging. Even with Oni HP, the HP has been carrying me as well. And also Sokubu's armor. With Sokubu's armor, I have 20 armor class. 20 armor class with Oni HP is a lot more palatable um, than without, of course. Okay, what do you do? You have a ton of cold resistance and a venom weapon. Yeah, I don't want to fight that guy. That guy has about as much HP as I do. Don't stack up, please. Okay, they stacked up, but not too much to be a problem. I wanted to check the shops in Orc before spending money, but that might take a while, so let's just go buy the manual of evocations. I was reminded of that because of the slime creatures. I was like, I have paralysis. Paralysis is really good against stacked up slime creatures. but I didn't have the training for it, so we're gonna be training that soon. Yeah, I got a Succubus armor. Just wait until Scales of the Dragon King drop. If I got those, I would really think about trying to cast in those. Like maybe what I would do is just cast the best spells that I can cast in that armor, um, and not much else. Oh wait, Gastronok is in this level. Is Gastronok in this level or is it in the previous level? No, it is in this level. Ah, that's why I skipped this level because of Gastronok. Well, I should be able to beat you now. I have Curare. I think that the first time I saw Gastronok, I didn't have that. Yeah, not bad. We got a Hat of See Invisible, which is an upgrade. Also lets me drop my Ring of See Invisible. Should I enchant the hat? I feel like I should, just to give myself a little bit more armor class. I have 6 scrolls anyway. Let's see what we have in there. Oh, oh! Why did no one tell me? I didn't notice immediately because I'm playing console, right? But in tiles, this surely is like immediately noticeable. Uh, I'm gonna be very happy with that the moment I find double rings of protection. Like obviously, since I'm a Noni, I get no armor class, so I cannot put that on immediately. But I will put it on when I find double rings of protection. You just got here, sorry, it's fine. I didn't actually mean that. Not that I would have like rushed going in for that anyway, for the reasons that I already mentioned. But I am going to get it now that I am strong enough to get it. I don't want to go into like I don't want to get in and just have all of the guys that were on the other side um, surround me. Wasn't there a two-head ogre? Yeah, that two-head ogre is not on this side, so oh no, it is here. It blended in with the orcs. They look so similar. All right. Yeah, not the kind of thing that I was able to do when I first entered D9, but I can definitely do it now. And that is an interesting thing to get with the character. I'm not gonna say it is a run winner because I don't really think it is a run winner the way it would be on a different, more armored character, but it is a pretty spicy item to get that will be huge if I find some scrolls or some rings of protection. Yeah, that is the good stuff. Now we're gonna inscribe it with let's see if we die before we can get a couple of rings of protection, so I can put that on. Yeah, it's such a strong item, but you need rings of protection on this specific Oni. On another character, you just wear whatever armor gives you the most armor class, um, and like yeah, you're set when it comes to resistances for the rest of the game. Now I need Warlock's Mirror. Warlock's Mirror would also be nice. More dungeon. I have cold resistance. I'm not terrified of that simulacrum. Oh, I'm taking a lot of damage here. Cannot just stab these guys. I'm gonna go upstairs. Alright, kill the center warrior by going upstairs. Frost covered statue. It is a statue that has throw frost. Who would have suspected it? Yeah. Um I have said it a couple of times, but I've said it in streams that are not about crawl, so I suspect that the people that only want to see crawl didn't hear any of that. My conclusion when it comes to crawl is that like I can play it and I do want to play it, but I want to play it because of what it allows me to do when I am streaming, not precisely because I want to play crawl. I like the content that crawl allows me to produce, and that's why I would play crawl, not necessarily because I want to play crawl. So there will be more crawl on the stream. There will definitely not be a 6 month period between me playing crawl each time. But at the same time, it's never gonna be like on a daily basis how it used to be back in the day. Like we're done with those days pretty much. Why can't I lick the cane toad? I still imagine them as a spiny frogs. Like I was going to reply to that with, but you would get spines all over your tongue if you were to lick it. But I guess they are not spiny frogs anymore. Uh, I gotta look up real life cane toads. Surely they exist in real life. Let's do it now, actually. Let's see what the internet has to say about cane toads. Cane toads are from Aussie land. They are from South and mainland Central America. They have been introduced to various islands throughout Oceania, the Caribbean, as well as northern Australia. I hope they're not an invasive species. But yeah, they are from South and mainland Central America. Marine toad, cane toad, also known as a giant neotropical toad or marine toad. Okay, and despite the name being marine toad, it is a terrestrial toad. So now we all know they're not originally from Australia, but they exist in Australia. Well, it said Oceania. Um, it didn't exactly say Australia, but I suspect they are in Australia because everything is in Australia. Australia is definitely the PvE server. Cane toads make you think of Canes the Sticks. I want one of those. I don't need it, but there's some that also can turn into stools, and I feel like that would be quite useful to have at times. Um, Whenever I go outside public transport, sometimes it takes a bit too long for the metro to come, and I want to sit down because I've been standing up for the whole day, and that kind of thing. And okay, yeah, I walked away. I walked away for a second there, and I took a ton of damage from walking away. That was like that served as an immediate reminder of the fact that I'm a Chevriados worshipper. All right, that was scary. Um, you saw me there use bent time. I didn't even mention it, but high invocations skill makes it harder to resist, and I figured that it was going to work. Slowing everything down is an okay thing to be able to do. Like definitely quite useful at times. Halberd of Piercing Misery. This seems like a really strong item to have. I'm not using a shield, so I'm just gonna switch to it for a little bit because I consider it to be more powerful than the Demon Trident that I'm using, just from the enchantment and the brand. Yeah, also I'm not really swinging that slowly while wielding this, so it's fine. As I walk away, the Orc Knight reaches around to hack me in my favorite eyeballs. Ouch. I've read that, by the way. I know exactly what you are referencing. Fortunately, this time there was no string of natural ones. I'm going to paralyze that. 47%. Please work. Okay, thank you. Wait a second, because that's an Hydra, and we have an Hydra Bane in the form of the Demon Trident. Why can't you lick the cane toad? You think the consensus is maybe, but you would probably die. Yeah, they're probably quite poisonous and not very um, hallucinogenic or whatever it is that people lick toads in real life for. Anyway, we're done with the dungeon. I guess it's time to face my fears and go to Orc 2. Um, I have to say, I would really like it if I had a spell that could deal with the kind of situation that I have been facing. Hey, look at that! I can get Sculpt Simulacrum. Maybe that helps with the purpose of killing things, because I have issues fighting many things in the open, and I think that we are seeing many things in the open here. Let me read that. Adjacent. Why? Not really. Why? Why do crawl depths hate it when you can do things from afar? Like that's kind of a garbage spell as a Chebrea's worshipper. What if for some reason you left Torque for after the snake branches? It would be rough. Um, I am kind of banking on the power increase that would come from the shops maybe. Like there's no reason for me not um to try for that. Please. You know what would be great? Blinking. I would love to have blink the spell. Man, that spell is not good. It takes. Why exactly is it a spell that you cast it and it doesn't do anything that requires you to be within melee range of a monster? Like I feel like it's way too over nerfed. Um, like I feel like it should be one or the other if it really has to be nerfed. The two of them is too rough. Like right now, I could use some instant allies, um, or like have it be castable on a monster that's not next to you, so that by the time the monster starts to get pretty close, you have the allies. Um, yeah, this is pretty bad. And there's the warlord. And now I'm at 14.9 HP. I hope that you don't have a launcher. Doesn't seem to be the case, at least. But this is pretty inconvenient. You think it was supposed to be a buff because you don't have to kill the monster first, but you don't know if it turned out that way. Yeah. The fact that you have to have the monster within melee range and it doesn't make the simulacrum immediately, it doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for me. I'm probably never gonna cast that again. Okay, do you think that my current summon spam is enough to kill the Warlord? Maybe I should have thrown Curare at the Warlord before I was blocked off. Oh wow! The Orc Warlord dies. I am guessing that it got really roughed up by the AF Cold. Yeah, cold damage max 30, cold damage max 30. What a great thing to have access to. I don't have mana. Wait a second. It's also not necromancy. It's ice alchemy. It's not necromancy. Well, that is quite useful as well. If it was necromancy, I wouldn't be able to cast it at all. And it did do something, a little bit of a something. So that's fine. I guess that the consensus is gonna be that's fine, but I don't really think I'm gonna be casting it a lot. Can you simulacrum yourself? Would be too busted if you could do that. Now the Horsefrost Cannon, on the other hand, every time I've cast it, it has done something. Sometimes it doesn't do what I want it to do. Like it's sometimes the cannons get summoned behind me, between me and the monsters, like, or the other way around. Like I am between the cannon and the monsters. So like imagine a cannon that spawns here while I have monsters coming in this direction. Like that one is not ideal, and it is especially punishing because I'm a worshipper of Chevriados. But yeah, like look at that. You just one shots things. It's really good. What a spell. The thing is that it's not a spell that scales well into the late game, I think. But for now, it's definitely doing wonderful. I do not regret getting that, as I regret getting Simulacrum. Alchemy has some fun spells. Now you need Lightning Spire. I don't know if I would push it that much. Like, I mean, I have found appreciation for things that summon stuff, but Lightning Spire is just too much. Like that's pushing it too hard, too fast. Unlike Rift Wizard Lightning Spire, which I really like and appreciate, I don't have those same feelings for the crawl version of Lightning Spire. I consider it to be unreliable and underwhelming. And also, you cannot aim it anymore, so it can just block your way out of whatever situation you were running away from, which is not great. Your impression of it was slightly spoiled by also having standards, a starburst, and then being not non-compatible. You mean starburst and Hoarfrost cannon? Or starburst and lightning spire? I guess either way it applies for both Hoarfrost and lightning spire. Starburst is not a spell that goes well with summons, but it is a pretty good spell anyway, so who cares about summons? Alright, I'll buy these. Most likely. Always good to check before buying anything. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm gonna buy these. What an underwhelming orc too. All four shops barely had anything for me. Like it's not like they didn't have anything, but they had very little. The glowing hat would have been nice earlier before I read enchant armor on my hat. Um, of See Invisible. And then the funniest part about that is that I did that, and then immediately afterwards I noticed the Hat of the Alchemist. We read this. It is acquirement. That ring is probably good. Probably good for the eventual goal of casting in heavy armor. Maybe even super heavy armor in the sense of like gold scales. Like maybe we cast in gold scales. Book of Lightning. Yeah, it probably has Lightning Spire. Oh, it doesn't, but it has Plasma Beam. Can we cast Plasma Beam with this character? Are we flying too close to the sun by maybe trying to cast Plasma Beam? Maybe I acquire the book. Maybe I get the book. I didn't even consider the book, but maybe the book is the correct thing to acquire. It has Arc Jolt and Plasma Beam. It also has Buys. I don't know how Buys works when it comes to Chebreados. Like maybe it is like ideal, but I'm not sure that is the case. Hmm. And I have to make a decision now because I have two, and I want to see the other one, of course. I'm gonna get the book. I feel like the book is something like a good enough thing to scale well into the mid game. Um, yeah, we're gonna need to probably stop training polearms for a bit, and I'll just train evocations so I can run out of manual. We get about 13 of that. We also get 13 of these. And we're probably also going to need 13 Far Magic. So I can cast Plasma Beam. And yeah, I think that this could work. So we get Arc Jolt first, and then we train for Plasma Beam. Alright, let's see the other requirement. We have an okay shield, and it is only kind of okay. I mean, it has some nice properties. The -4 strength is not great. The fact that it is +0 is also not great. No shield brand. Or the amulet, which I am leaning towards the amulet. I like that amulet. I guess we can also check the book. Oh, Bog. That's rough because I also like Bog. I was thinking there were some situations where I was like, I really wish I had Bog right now. Which I can cast because it's an alchemy spell, right? Dump hat, take amulet. Yeah, like I'm probably gonna grab the amulet. The amulet will guarantee that I won't be hexed anymore for the rest of the game, pretty much. I will have two sources of willpower equipped at the moment. Um, yeah, I guess I'll grab the amulet because I want mana regen, I want willpower, and I didn't have an amulet before. We don't need to be carrying that anymore. I am almost certain we can drop it. Same goes for this. Bog seems really good with Che. Yeah, since I cannot really reposition Bog, would be nice. We were also not very far away from just being able to cast it with the 10 alchemy that I have. Maybe I should have gone Bog. I think I'm probably gonna forget Sculpt Simulacrum so I can get Arc Jolts. I have it the moment that I can cast it. Oh no 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 no. We want Amnesia, which I guess I don't have. Okay. Man, playing this game is unusually exhausting. Ah, do I like Arc Jolt? I think it's a pretty funny spell. I think it was funnier when it could go through metal. For like a day, for literally like a day, it could go through metal and you could kill things on the other side of walls with Arc Jolting bolts. It was funny. That was removed, and now it's not so funny. It is still a pretty okay spell. Um, Pretty good for dealing with large bands of monsters that are connected, which is precisely what we are about to see in the mid game. So That's why I picked up the book there because I felt like it was gonna be immediately useful for the mid game. Setting up a reminder for me for the next time I play. So we're done with D, Ler, and Nork, what I consider to be the early game, and so we would be going into the mid game experience now, which is probably gonna be kind of rough with these defenses. Just a classic Oni situation, Ogre Troll situation. Between Swamp and Snake, which one do we do first? I think Snake might be easier because we are still relying a lot on oh, we get a hard ice cave. Oh, that's gonna be rough. As I was saying, we're still relying a lot on my macro that I made of Osokubo's armor and frozen ramparts, and we are not gonna be able to do that in swamp. So might as well just go here. We don't have magic mapping, so I'm probably not gonna find it. It says that it's nearby, but nearby could be nearby in that direction or nearby in this direction. Distant. So I'm going in the wrong direction. Distant. Keep saying distant. What tile was I on that it said nearby? That was crazy. Very nearby. Okay. Ooh, Ice Dragon. Mm, all right. The Ice Dragon dies. There might be another one. No, there's only one. Okay. Let's see how this goes. This might be rough. Yeah, we can cast Dark Jolt for sure. Um, I don't need more conjurations actually. 41 intelligence is kind of carrying this. So I'm gonna train their magic and fire magic as well. And I think we have to turn off evocations. I got the manual, and it's been a while since I've had it. Haven't run out of manual. But yeah, there's so many things that I want to train, but since everything is 0 and -1, other than fighting, that is, it's been a little bit complicated for me to actually train. It didn't kill this? How? I guess that I really don't have enough invocations. We're getting to the point in the game where I should have more invocations than what I have. So it reliably one-shots, Sprig and Defender Simulacra. I feel like I should be one-shotting those with Slouch. They're after all Sprig and Defenders. Not a lot of HP and very, very, very fast. Way, way faster than I am. That's so scary. This is so scary. Because this, I didn't realize that the orange crystal statue was gonna be summoning things that were scarier than the things summoned by the obsidian statue. Otherwise, I would have killed the orange crystal statue first. Oh, but we have Mystic Blast, which I haven't really been using a lot, and it is the correct thing to use in this situation. Just hit the statue, and then push the... Oh! 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 Oh, that caused physical pain to me. Yeah, Shrike Jumpscare. What are you doing here? Oh, geez, that's messed up. I don't think I can do anything about that other than read butterflies. Oh, remember one turn ago when I was at close to full HP? Jeez. No, really, that's messed up. Oof. I'm thinking step from time, but the thing about step from time is that I don't know if the Shrike is just gonna wait here. Hopefully it goes away. But if it waits here, bad things would happen. You fail to use your ability. Delightful. Let's do it again. Okay, this time it worked. Now, can I please rest? I don't even want to move. Like, I'm so afraid to move. I'm gonna try to rest to full resources, and of course, it is here again. I don't know how to deal with that. That is just way too much for me to deal with. I don't think anything I can do kills it fast enough. Okay, I slowed it with Bent Time. This is absolutely terrifying. Yeah, why am I doing this? Why did I decide that it was a good idea to try to do this hard ice cave? The worst part about this is that I'm almost certain there's gonna be more Caustic Strike Simulacra. Yeah, one more slouch definitely kills it here. I don't know if I have the mana. I have the mana. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Worth it. Yeah, worth it. I don't care about going to 5 pips of piety. I don't care. It was worth it. I would do it every time. Better than dying. Yeah, the worst thing about this place is that I could be walking, like I could literally just press O into having the same thing happen again because it is so much faster than I am, and I don't have the armor class to tank the kind of damage that a Caustic Strike Simulacrum can output, which is pretty sad because it's only a Simulacrum. Imagine a Shard Strike, which I think used to spawn here sometimes, like in hard ice caves. Regardless, I'm glad that I haven't seen any, because that would delete me instantly, like no counterplay, just 170 HP to 0 HP. Is this the one with the Reapers? Also, I'm a bit annoyed at the stealth that I have. Things are not just waking up immediately. Um, does Chebrias give you stealth or something? Hydra Simulacrum warning. Yeah, I did see it. I did notice it, and I still tapped it because Halbert. I was like, surely I can kill it before it can kill me. Unfortunately, I did kill it before it could kill me. Man, those things are scary. Okay, -4 sight of freezing. Why do you have such a doo-doo sight? Oh, it pulled me towards it. That's inconvenient. Oh, that's why, because now there's more than one. Hey, at least no Fiend. No Ice Fiend. I wonder if the Ice Fiends were removed from hard ice caves. Yeah, if I was to fight a Fiend, I don't know how I could kill it. Slouch spamming, maybe? But slouch spamming, I mean, I guess it's an okay thing to do if you're in the situation. If you're in a situation where you're on a hard ice cave, it's like right at the start of the mid game, you have to fight an Ice Fiend. I feel like it maybe makes sense to spam Slouch to kill it in such a situation. Oof, that Reaper was scary, but the magic of Bent Time, it is cheap to cast as well, or cheap to use, only 1% of piety. Um, Man, this Spriggan Defender is terrifying as well. Everything is so terrifying here. I don't want to be here anymore. Terrible. You know what I said when it came when regarding Hoarfrost Cannonade earlier? Yeah, that's what I meant. What I said earlier regarding Hoarfrost Cannonade. Sometimes you cast it and the cannons get summoned in a position where they're completely useless. And well, that happened now. And I'm so afraid of walking away. I feel like I just explode. It feels pretty bad. Somehow the Spriggan Defender got displaced, which lets me reposition. And now we might be okay. Yeah. These have Hoarfrost Bullet, which Alchemical Eyes, Shard of Alchemical Eyes. I take it it's like Throw Icicle. So, yeah, pretty useful thing to have. Even though it is ice damage, it still deals good damage to Simulacra. Okay, finally we get a Skull of Identify. What do we have here? Crystal Plate of Cold Resistance. That's Crystal Plate number 2. And it's good to know that I did all of this for nothing. And I should just leave if I get this ice cave, because this ice cave is messed up. Also, there's not that much loot at the end, and it is pretty disappointing at times. Hmm. There I use Temporal Distortion. Temporal Distortion pretty much pulls the monsters close to you. It is like step from time, but instead of being a million turns, it is like 5 or 6 turns, and it often just results in the monsters being next to you, so you can actually fight them. The thing now is that I'm at half HP, and that's really scary, and I have no evasion. This would be a good time to have Arc Jolt. I wish I could Amnesia. Yeah, well, we don't have that. We need so many things with this character. I have Potion of 3. I guess that we can use Potion of 3. I mean, if I don't have evasion anyway. Okay, at least there were no warriors, and I am using a polearm, so it's not really a problem. But yeah, I am starting to think that I should just end it for the day because I'm starting to feel like my concentration slip. I'm making some mistakes, trying to autopilot where this character is very much not really capable of that. And if I keep doing that, it's only a matter of time before I die or end up using all of my scrolls of blinking or something like that. Which, yeah, we don't have a lot of scrolls of blinking with this character. I'm gonna finish clearing this level and then that's it. Done exploring, so yep. I will come back on Monday to finish this character. You think how strong my Shriek simulacrums will be in depth? I mean, considering how in order to make those you have to have a Caustic Strike simulacrum in melee, I don't think we're gonna be seeing any of that. That was pretty painful. Can I please rest to full HP before I end stream? Yeah, the simulacrum spell is definitely on the chopping block. Like, the moment that I can amnesia it, I'm probably gonna amnesia it so I can make space for plasma beam. Um, Not for Arc Jolt, since I'm about to get Arc Jolt. I just have to level up or keep training a little bit of spellcasting and I'll get Arc Jolt. And Arc Jolt will be really good for this place. Like, I'm struggling because I don't have Arc Jolt. But, like, for example, in this situation that I just had, instead of casting the Simulacra, I would have just spammed Arc Jolt and it would have killed things pretty good. But yeah, okay, just end stream now. Just save the game, get rid of it, come back on Monday, finish the character. Um, it's rough to play this game. Am I feeling like it's killing me like I was feeling before I took my break? Not really, not really. I feel like I can do it as long as I wait for a decent amount of time between sessions or between characters, I guess, not sessions, between characters. But when I start a character, I want to finish a character, one way or another. Oh man, I'm tired. Why am I tired? Like, Crawl is the only game that taxes me like this. No other thing that I do while streaming